Hey everyone, Egman here with another On the Road podcast. I'm heading back from Dallas. It's like an 8-hour drive back, so a lot of time to self-reflect from this tournament. But it was in no exaggeration. It's probably at least in terms of personal success and everything, it's the best tournament I've ever been to. It was just amazing, better than Nationals because I didn't lose my deck, or even other people's cards in that regard, and just a super great event. And I can't even begin to express how grateful I am for just everyone who supported me, and just everyone I met at the event was super cool. It was really humbling in a lot of ways, and I just appreciate it. And everyone who was cheering for me at home, it was just so inspirational, and it's just so awesome. I really feel like I'm starting to kind of make it, if you know what I mean. Like I don't know, like it's just another step for me, and it's just really, really cool. So I appreciate it. There are just so many people to thank, and I made a Facebook post for it, but I want to. There's no way that I could thank everyone. There's just so many people to thank, and to be honest, I'm so bad with names, and even with people like on like the Discord, right? Like they have their Discord name, and then like they'll be like, "Guess who I am?" I'm like, I have no idea. And it's like, "Oh, it's Noms." I'm like, Noms, yeah, hey, how you doing?" Like it's just it's just really, it's almost intimidating how many people know me, and I have the the responsibility. But I hope to do my best. I'll never forget a face though. I know who you guys are, and I hope I've been trying my best to accept Facebook requests. I'm a little stingy with that, just because it's my personal account as well, and I kind of want a bit of a differentiation from that. But yeah, so before I start talking about the event in detail, there's people I need to thank. Eric and his dad for letting me borrow a Victory Strike. No way would I be able to perform the way I did this weekend without it. It was super pivotal for it, and I just really, really appreciated it. And thank you guys so much for that. And Eric for letting me do a deck profile with him afterwards. Like it was really great, and it was just really good to see him. And Eric, if you're listening to this, even the year, not even a year since I've seen you last, I've definitely seen you grow as a player and as a person too. You're way taller than I remember. I was looking up, but it's really cool to see that, and see people really come into themselves with this, like being comfortable enough with the game to make their own ideas and execute them. And so it was really cool to see that. And your dad, who I think you said got 20th, that's a really big accomplishment too. So shout outs to him. And then from Kansas, I want to thank all you guys, especially Abe, the guy I share cards with, and Tyler Tyler just gives me any card I need, and it's just I'm so grateful for him. So thank you, Tyler. It's so nice that you can do that for me. I still have your height and Path to Greatness, so I'll get that back to you as soon as I can. But I do appreciate that. And let's see, just the event in general was awesome. There was it was just really well run too. Rounds kept going, and there wasn't like a lull. And the stream setup was great too. So shout outs to Dusty, to Tony G, especially. Like he was like my biggest cheerleader, man. He just kept praising me and my deck, and he just had nothing but good things to say about me. And that was really, really cool to have him do that. So thank you so much, Tony. It was really cool. And then also George for not only running the event, bringing it to somewhere close enough that I could go to, and all that, but also for making me a bounty. That was really cool. And I went 7-1, so I just got all the packs for myself almost. But it was really cool, and I really appreciate the opportunity to get my name out. And and then also the Scouter Report guys, John, Bradley, and Carlos. Okay, Carlos for teaming up with me. I was so dead Sunday afternoon. We got 8th somehow, and we got the Wish leader, card, or plastic sleeve, which was really cool. Like, I really need one of those, so I'm happy about that. And thank you guys for carrying me. So that was fun. And we also did podcasts. I'm really interested to see how that turned out. And then also Tony G also recorded me for his channel, and then also Anthony Hernandez was a very good opponent. I definitely lost to him. My other loss I can get into later, but I really it was a really good game, and I'm happy to say the only person I felt like I really lost to was the person who got first. So shout outs to him, and I also recorded something for his channel too, which was cool, and that was really good. So and also the Shenron Layers guys as well. Those guys were super cool to hang out with and talk to, and I don't want to pump myself up or anything more than I already am, I guess, from this weekend, but I just felt so confident, and just all the support you guys give me. I really kind of feel like I'm at least someone in the scene, right? And just gives me the confidence to say, and I guess the clout to be like, oh, just walk up to Marcus and really see him as a peer, right? And of course he does fantastic stuff, and I would argue he does way more for the community and everything than me, but I just felt like I was on their level, and that felt really cool and really appreciated. But it was super fun. I gave out so many Krillins. I hope everyone who got one or who wanted one got one. And it was just it was so. I had these things and I wanted to give them out, but I didn't want to. It was really hard for me to say, oh shoot, one second. Fudge. There's literally an office chair in the middle of the highway. Anyways, okay. I didn't want to be like, hey, do you want me to give you a signed card? But that's what I did, and people were cool with it, but you don't want to. How big is your ego to do that sometimes, right? But everyone was really cool about it, and I hope everyone was cool about it. Especially after I got third, people were kind of more like, yeah, I'll definitely take one of those. So that was really cool. And shout outs also just the whole dang Stage Zero community in general, and in particular Android and Young Badman for helping me with deck prep, and also Judge Manny was a really incremental. Chuck Boro for making sure I had my yellow Brolys. He's paid, or I bought those off of him, and I really appreciate getting those. Noms was super great to finally meet in person as well, and I met Eric as well, but he's Stage Zero, and just all of that. Everyone who's said something. I wish I could just name off everyone. If I had a solid list, I would spend the entire 5 minutes to name everyone, but. It's just overwhelming, really, of the support, and I feel like I'm talking about too much of getting support, but I really do mean it. And also Richard Zapp as well, he also helped me with some testing and making sure my ratios made sense, and I guess coincidentally, Pat O'Neill, I don't know if you guys. I'll tell you the story. So I was the first time I showed Richard my deck, I was just like, oh, what do you think of this? And he just kind of is like, have you talked to Pat O'Neill at all? Like no, why would you say that? And he's like, that's literally the beginning ideas of the deck he posted today. I'm like, oh no, my spice. But the fact that someone else was working on a similar proof to this really just gave me enough confidence to say, okay, this deck is good enough. Enough people are giving this deck an idea and think it has potential that I will definitely. It's something I want to do, and I'm just so happy that it worked out in that way. And yeah, I'm happy I took that chance. And I went into the thing, and it's this thing like either I'm going X0 or 0X, which was more true than I thought, but it was really cool. So, and I think, I had someone else I need to thank. I think this, also, I guess this is tangentially, but Peter Catani, happy I finally met him. He's a super good dude. His Bojack cosplay was on point. I can't believe he did it. Really inspiring, and I played him in Team Wars, and he's just a super cool dude. So I'm really glad that he's one of the figures of the community. He really does have the personality and just and stuff to really inspire people. So it was really cool to meet him and all that. So, and I've got to work with him on some Bojack Spice for next month, but that was really cool. So I think that's it for the main shoutouts. I'll probably talk about my matchups next for the event. So I didn't really do this in any of the gameplays any of the videos I did for other people's channels, but going through the rounds, round one, I played against, I hope his name's Lucas. I friended him on Facebook. Super duper nice dude. Really awesome, and I know I can see his face. I know what it looks like. So I'm sorry I don't remember his name off on the right now. But he played skillless, which is a bit of an easy matchup, I'd say. There were so many skillless at this event, and that's probably why I did so well in a sense. And it just felt really good, and so there's that. So I 2-0'd him. I think I victory striked him both times. But that was really good. And then game 2, I played against. I'm probably gonna be able to know only names in between. But my next opponent, he was playing Green Broly. Game 1. I went first, and I would say that I went first, and I'm normally a normal amount of times, and that might have helped my success. Any deck right now is usually going first is the way to go, but it helped me a lot, especially getting to turn 4 to Kind Wish. But I don't think it was necessary, and I definitely won games going second, but there's that. But so that game went pretty strong. So he turned 1, so I just did my Chile stuff, plopped down a yellow energy, passed. He dropped the 1-drop Broly. I cold bloodlusted, and then he was done. Not to like it's such a strong play against that deck, which means you can't self-awaken anymore. The Broly leader does nothing besides search the 1-drop for turn 1, so, and then pretty much just hopes to awaken. So that felt really strong, and I was just really able to stall him out. He wasn't able to awaken for the rest of the game, and I just was able to do that. Game 2, I think I made a mistake of tapping out or something turn 1, and he went full off on turn 2. I think he got me down to like 3 or 2 life, and then he was just having too much pressure. So I think I probably misplayed that, but he played it very well. And then game 3, it was the same old. I was able just to do turn 1 cold bloodlust again, and just it felt good. So and there was that. And then I think I locked down some of his energy or his leader with the yellow Broly. I don't really remember that well, but it was, as long as I like are able to stunt them, the game's really easy from there. So that felt really good. Game 3, I played Carlos in his Shenron Buu. Very, very close match. I went first against him as well, so that definitely helped. I would say my deck does a little bit poor against OTK strategies. I was able to, there is some things, because we run Whis and stuff, that we can stop there. Like, he was running like a Bulma build of it, which I thought was creative, but I was able to slow him down with Whis a bit, and like use Kind Wish to get rid of stuff and everything. But it felt good, and but we once again got to game 3, super close, but I think I was able to victory strike him. But yeah, I was able to. But a close match for him as well. And then game 4 is the Mill matchup. So I don't remember if I went first or second, but game 1 was moderately close. Something, I don't remember what happened. I lost game 1 for sure, and I don't remember if it's just because I didn't find Victory Strike, or yeah, I didn't find Victory Strike. I was just digging super deep and I just didn't find it, and I conceded to him when like my go off turn didn't work out. So, and then he also, for some reason, I didn't see Victory Strike, but he also didn't see it, so he didn't think it was in my deck. And then game 2, I was able to do the surprise, like I was able to do the full combo going first and surprise the Victory Strike, and so I got a surprise win off that guy. I think he tapped out, not thinking I could do anything. And then game 3 was where it got really interesting. So I was able to pump up. I was able to get Victory Strike out, and he had probably like 6 energy or so. I think I was able to tap down 3, right? So he was down to 3 energy, and he played it really smart. He only attacked me with his leader to do the mill, and stuff like that. And he also he just played it very well, and and so he had like a big hand because he didn't play anything all game, and he got me to. And so, but I was able to get it out. I got to like 145k Victory Strike going in, and then he pays 2 to use God Strike Beers to negate the skill of Victory Strike. And I kind of want to clear. I'll probably make a more independent video about this in general, but the long story short is that it got ruled that God Strike Beerus could negate Victory Strike off my leader, or not my leader, off Goku. And the shorthand is I didn't believe him. I said that you can't get negated, and so we got a judge over. The judge was not, I would say, they weren't super experienced. Here's the thing, I just want to say, yes, judges are supposed to be kind of pillars of the event and everything, but this is also like, this is Easter weekend in like the middle of Texas, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these people aren't from Texas, and so to give up their Easter weekend to judge this event is a big ask. And so I know that some rulings can be it can be upsetting, and I think anytime you can get the head judge, and I've heard some other wonkier rulings from this event, and every time I think it was the case that the head judge wasn't able to come over, but you have that right to insist the head judge comes over. I hope you know, and it's something that I should have insisted on more, to be honest. But anyway, so so we got another judge come over, and he claimed that so anyway, we asked if the first thing that was clarified is if Victory Strike is a keyword, and I said, yeah, of course it is, and we looked it up, and it is. And then he said, then yes, it's a keyword, so Beerus can negate it. And I said, I strictly remember this, and I could be wrong, that I looked him in the eye and said, so this Goku, which can't have its skill negated, gets its skill negated by Victory Strike, or by Beerus? And he said yes, because it's a keyword. And so that was, and I had 2 cards left in deck. I went all out, 145k into this Janemba with 8 life, unawakened, and he just, and so as soon as he ruled that, there's no way I could win with that ruling. And so I said, and I clarified, like, is this how it works? And so that's what happened. So we started scooping up our stuff. We signed the slip. He took it up, and I was talking to the guy, and like, man, I guess that's how it works. And part of it was inexperience for me. I was in a state where I believed that, in a sense, like, I guess that's how it works. And I think part of the reason, so I'm not sure if I was tricked intentionally, but my opponent said, and I'm not going to say my opponent's name, I don't want to throw him under the bus, and I don't think, in the very least, I don't think it was malicious. We talked out afterwards, and in no way did I don't know, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I was definitely very angry at that moment for sure. Like I was pretty salty, and so I was just talking to him. I'm like, man, I guess I have to watch out for Beerus, I guess, if that's how the ruling works. And oh yeah, that's right. He says that it doesn't negate the skill, it removes the skill. That's how the wording said. And I didn't read Beerus until afterwards, and I just kind of took his word that it was like, I think Pilaf, maybe Pilaf doesn't even say this either, but like, because I know Pilaf can remove barrier, but I just kind of took his word that it said remove and not negate, and I should have just read the card and have been more insistent about it, and it's not 100% out of my hands, and there's definitely a lot of things I could do, including, once again, insisting that the head judge come over for this, because this was game 3, the ruling that would count, and so it was, and so after that, we scooped up cards, we were talking about the game, and then the judge came back after that, like a couple minutes later. We were still cleaning up, and I was unsiding, and he said, oh, so when I was first brought over here, I was told to clarify if Victory Strike was a keyword, and which it is. However, Victory Strike Goku can't have Victory Strike taken away from him because of his skill, and that was just the biggest slap in the face that I've ever felt. Like, and it was so frustrating to hear that, because we've already scooped, so there's nothing to do, and I was so upset at that, and I guess the other thing is that I talked about it, and like I literally asked him, like, is there any conceivable way that you could have gone to 145k? Like I bargained with the guy. If he had like 3 cards in hand, I would hard argue there's no flipping way in the world that you could get up to 145k. With that Beerus, he had only 1 energy up. I didn't Tian him so he could Sensu Bean, and he said that he had 4 Sensu Beans in hand, and that he had all his pseudo combos, and then his 10k combos and stuff like that. So it definitely was something that could have happened. And I'm like, that's still a big thing. Like it was to a point where I can't do anything. I scooped, right? You can't walk back a scoop. But it was just a really upsetting situation. But once again, we talked about afterwards. If I didn't make top 16, I don't know how I'd be feeling right now. I probably would keep asking, like, what if, that ruling wasn't how it was, but it was just really upsetting. But anyways, that's how it worked. And I guess the biggest slap in the face too was, since I was a bounty, I had to walk the guy over to give him his prize packs, and I'm just like, here. And so anyways, that's how that all went down. I don't blame the guy. He was super nice, and I don't think he was trying to be malicious on purpose. If he was, I still got 3rd and he didn't, so but I don't think that's who it is, and I don't want to once again shout out who it is. It's not important to me, and I'm happy. Everything's still worked out, but it's still a sketchy thing, and at least in the very least, I will never have that happen to me again. I know the proper ruling for sure, and that's how it is. So, but anyways, so I was pretty distraught, but and I've been saying this all weekend. Big shout outs to Eric for his stream match. That was a hype match to watch, and especially as someone who was just distraught and needed something. To see him beat a Hercule player with his Mass Saiyan deck was just super cool to see. It was amazing. Please watch the VOD. You will not regret it. I don't want to spoil it. How it ended. The ending was just amazing. I can't believe how it ended either. It was so crazy. But yeah, it was a super good match, and I'm just like, yeah, Eric can do it, and I can do it. Like getting out of that headspace is really tricky, and so and also just once again, everyone in stage 0, they all pumped me up. They just wanted me to do well, and it was just a big old thing. What else? And just they got me on the stream afterwards too, and shoutouts to Claudio, man. You're the real MVP for me as well, because we went on stream and he was playing a skillless Goku deck, and I was just like full rage modes of like, I need to get my head in the game. I don't want to get like, have a case of the what ifs. I need to just keep doing well, and once again, I can just be so strong in that matchup. And if it was on stream, but if you watch it, it's so one-sided, and I feel so bad for Claudio, because I think it was a matchup he couldn't really do much against, but it's something I really needed to help me, get in the right headspace. So I really do appreciate that, Claudio, and thanks again it still was an excellent match. You still played it very well, and I do appreciate that, but yeah, thank you for that. So that was round 5. Round 6, I played against, oh man, his name is not coming to me. He's from Shenron's Lair. He's playing the Broly GT build, which is very scary. I think my deck does a little bit better against that build instead of like the Head of Mastery Victory Strike. So I think I had a bit more of an edge than I normally would. But that was an important game. I think we went all the way to game. Did we go 2-0? I can't remember. I remember it was super close, but I may have 2-0'd him. And he did not put. He was running Shugesh as well, because that's a super good meta call right now. No one's running Cronoa. There's so much other stuff you need to put in your side deck that Cronoa kind of finds her way not in it. So I thought it was just a really good. It was a really good meta call still. It was really close, but I was able to. I put in Black Mass Saiyan, and no joke, like I had 13 cards. I'm like, okay, I'm either playing Black Mass Saiyan in minus Killer Zone or Crusher Ball, and I just on a whim, like, okay, I think Black Mass Saiyan is probably the best, and it definitely was. That it helped the matchup so much, and being able to punish him for using Shugesh like that helped a lot, and. It was a really close match for sure, and shoutouts to Android for telling me to put in Black Mass Saiyan. So you literally saved my butt. So there is that, and then that was round 5. Round 6. I know I played. Okay, round 8 was a skillless Goku. Round 7 was the Lemon Line Frieza army. What was round 6? Was another skillless? No, I don't think so. Oh man, what was it? So I was 4-1. I don't think it was another skillless. Man, I'm really blanking. I'll have to come back to it. Let me think if I can remember it. So, but round 7 I went against the Lemon Line Golden Frieza. That deck was really, I like that deck really. I think it has a lot of chance, but I was just able to find my Whis every game, and that just locks down the deck so much. They can't untap with it, and he even ran like the Frieza biding his times to get rid of the Whis, but I was just both games I think he swung into it with like his leader and didn't combo, and then I just comboed a super combo raw, and it lived, and then they couldn't do anything, and then they didn't have any way to get rid of it anymore. So that was really fun. Super good close game. Good opponent as well. Hopefully, if you're watching this, I hope your move to Florida goes well. He was moving, and this was kind of on his way, so I hope all that worked out. And he also made the top 16, so that was really good for him. I'm happy he made it. It really just original and creative deck, and I'm happy it got some recognition. Round 8, I went against. I know your last name was Torres. Okay, Gabriel Torres. Sorry, Gabriel. Yeah, it was a round 8, and it was like the end of the day, and we were both like exhausted, and so it was it was just really, we were both like, man, whoever won got in top 16 for sure, and then after that, like top 16 maybe, and so neither of us wanted the other one to lose for sure, and I just wanted to end the game, and I wanted him to get in too. Like, he was a good guy, but it was a skillless Goku matchup, and once again, that was really easy for this deck. You just disrupt them so much, and if they try to go aggressive, you just kind wish them in, and then they're just dead, and then they don't even have any answers to a victory strike, and you just get absurd numbers. Like, even if they don't, I mean, I haven't had anyone out combo victory strike all weekend, but like, even if they could or something, it just felt so strong, and yeah, I lucked out. And just Oop being able to pop their 1-drops is amazing. Like, they always want to have 1-drops on field, and then you just Oop them, and they feel bad. So really good matchup for me, and sorry that happened to him, but I was able to go 7-1. I got 3rd overall with Swiss, which was just amazing. I can't believe it. That was really cool to hear. Once again, a 7-1 record, and yeah, just crazy that it happened the way it did. And who was my 6th round match though? I'm going to drive myself crazy, and literally I'm driving right now, thinking about who it was. Let me walk through it again. So we had round 1 skillless. Round 2 we had Green Broly. Round 3 we had Shenron Boo. Round 4 we had Miljanimba. Once again, like, look at the variety of all these people. Like, I'm happy that the variety was so high. Round 5 I had, maybe round 5 was round 5 I had skillless. Oh, okay, yeah, I was numbering it wrong. Yeah, round 5 I had skillless. Round 6 I had Yellow Broly GT. Round 7 I had Lemon Lime Frieza, and round 8 I had another skillless. So okay, sorry, I was going crazy. So those are my 8 matchups. I didn't face the Super Shenron all day 1, which I think was really fortunate for me as well. I don't think my deck auto loses to it. And oh yeah. Going to the day 2, all 3 of my matches were against Super Shenron. So I think I at least, if anyone had any doubt, like, oh, Egman got lucky that I got to top 16 because he didn't face any Super Shenrons, I think that is wrong, because I was able to beat 2. Yeah. So top 16, I faced. Oh, I think his name's like Grant Hullard. I'm so sorry. I can like see his name in my mind, but I don't. I know the dude. He's from Oklahoma, and he left afterwards to go to a football game. But really great opponent, really great guy. We were both. It was like 8 a.m. and we were both exhausted, and it was a really close game. Game 1, round 1, game 1. I think I made a mistake. I wasn't able to find a kind wish. I was digging super deep for it, and I never found it. And he was just able to go off with his with his height of mastery. Game 2, I was able to go first, and so I was just able to wipe, just do my stuff before he was able to do his stuff. And then game 3 was a super grind. It came down to him summoning Bulma and then forgetting to untap the 2 energy. And that's what secured the game for me. I'm not sure if he would have won if he remembered to. It would have been down to it, but it was definitely a really close game, and yeah, just probably the grindiest game I ever played this weekend. It was really close. So there's that, and then the second game for top 8, I played against Dehan. Really wish, I'm so surprised that we faced each other so soon, but and that match was streamed. I am personally happy that it was on stream. It was also a really close game, and I really think it showcased the deck, and to just show the deck is no slouch in any regard. If anyone was just had any idea oh, Egman just got lucky for it, I think it showed off the deck really well. We got to round 3. I'm thinking about doing my own commentary over the game to give my mind. There is a point in round 2 where I could have done a different line of play, which included nimbusing an attack that he used to drop 7 cards into the drop area. yeah, I could go into that later. I think I'll do it if I go into it, but yeah, I didn't do that because yeah, I didn't use Flying Nimbus because I didn't have my win condition next turn guaranteed, and he was about the end of his turn, and so I didn't want to just waste a Nimbus on something that I thought was going to be inconsequential. So, which was definitely wrong. He won with the Hayden Mastery swing, so that was the wrong play to at least not die on that turn. But I think it was the right play to, if I didn't think I was going to die on that turn, which I didn't, then I'd be doing that. So there's that, and then game three was super close, but I think I was able to lock him down. There's a lot of hate that for Super Shenron that I could put in this deck and just be anti-Super Shenron in a lot of ways, and so I'm happy I was able to prove that a couple times, and just being able to just I could have gone into Victory Strike a turn before I did on stream, and if you see me, like, you could probably see, like, I was like, man, is this how I can end the game right now? Either one of us wins, and just having, like, the balls to do that is, oh, it's so hard, such a hard decision. So I waited another turn, and at least it paid off. I'm not sure if I would have won the turn before, but he played some cards, and then I was able to tap him out of his energy completely, and then he had a bunch of dead cards in hand. So that was something. So I think it was a good timed hit in that regard. So that was really good, and so I was able to beat him then. And then I played against Anthony Hernandez. Our game wasn't on stream, which I was 100% okay with, because his deck, I think, stomps mine. His was the full Victory Strike engine, which is very scary compared to the ones that just stop at Height of Mastery. And in general, his deck is just faster at getting it out, and that's just a fact. And so, not being able to get out High of Mastery, and his super combos are always online with that deck, so that's just a huge thing too. I think that offered a lot of why he was able to do so well with the deck, and why I was not able to pull it out. But he beat me 2-0. If any controversy, in no regard, at least in no regard do I have proof. We had 2 judges watching the game, so I know some people care about making sure he behaves, but I don't think he cheated in any way. And even if, like, I don't know how to say it, but like there was like, the only way I could think that I could win that game is like if his Victory Strike and all his Height of Masteries were stuck in his life, and I had some way to win. Like that's like the only way I can think of me winning that game, and that's not what happened, and that's fine. It was a good game, and there's that. So I think, and that's it for me for that. But still, fantastic how much support I got, and it just felt so good, and I really appreciate that. And then Anthony ended up winning the game, the tournament, so that felt like a little bit better too, that I only lost to him and he won the whole thing. I would say I wish I would have met him in the finals, just because the other 2 guys in the top 4, one was a skillless Goku, which I would have like felt super confident against, and then the other was a green Broly. I think it was a green Broly. It might have been yellow, but I think it was a green Broly BR deck, and I think against those 2 decks I would have had a fine time. At least I think it would have been a better matchup than Anthony Hernandez Super Shenron. So there's that, but I don't think it's a big deal. The top 4 is great, and I'm really happy with it. So and that's for that. And then and I just kind of sleepily went through the rest of the event. I think, I don't know if people knew, but so I was actually staying in Dallas for the tournament, and the tournament is actually in Fort Worth, which is a 40-minute drive for me, and both days you kind of have to be there at 8 a.m. and so Friday I drove all the way up for 8 hours. I had Good Friday off, so that was good, but I did that, and then so I got in like 10, went to bed at like midnight. Super excited for this event, and there was, what is it? So I drove over there, got there at 8, stayed there for like 12 hours for day 1, which is crazy. Then and then I went back to, and then I hung out with like some of the Scatter Report guys and some of the Sharon's Layers guys, like, and I got like I came at like the tail end of their dinner, and then I did a recording with John, so that was cool. And sorry, like I was conscious like how tired I was and how rambly, but so it's not my best performance, but I do appreciate the time that I was able to do that. That was really fun to talk with guys, just talk shop, so that was cool. And then I didn't get back to Dallas until like 1 a.m. I literally just fell asleep, woke up at like 6:30, and I had to be back at the venue by 8 a.m. again, which is I get why, but like, oh my gosh, I was visibly nervous for this whole thing. So I didn't eat anything that morning. I didn't have breakfast. I just couldn't do it. And so it was okay. Sorry, there's so much debris in the road in Texas. What's going on? But and so and then as soon as I got out, I had to go into Team Wars, and so we did 5 rounds of that, and luckily it was best of 1, 30 minutes. But it was like 5 o'clock, I'm like, I haven't eaten anything today, and I don't think I had any water either. And so I just like stumbled out of there, and I was even planning to go into like In-N-Out Burger, and they were closed for Easter. Who has the audacity to do that, right? But so I had to go to McDonald's, and I just had some sustenance. But I'm happy. It's really fun, and it's just, oh man, I can't believe I can't believe I didn't die, to be honest. Like, it was so much movement and everything, but especially since I'm on my own this event. So and then what else? I think that's about it. I guess just kind of concluding, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's lame, and I've said this before. I really did feel kind of like a rock star at that event, and it was just super cool about how much support, and just, you know, people coming up to me and saying like, hey, wait, are you Egman? Did you run Chile? And just like the evolution of like people who were like, the better I did, like the more people were like, oh wait, you're actually 5'1" with Chile and Limo and stuff like that, and just the oops spike, like that was surreal to me, of like how I made a $10 card become a $25 card. Like that's just crazy to me. Like I can't believe that me doing well, like me, a guy who like barely found his way to Dallas made a card jump up in, you know, by $15 in price, and just like, if I didn't show up this weekend, that would still be a $10 card right now. That's just crazy for me to think of. I can't explain just how weird that is, and I can't remember. I remember like George was announcing their Power Booster event, and he's like, you know, last time you signed up for Power Boosters, it has the exclusive Oob card that Egman single-handedly made $25, and that just felt awesome, and that was so funny that it happened. Sorry for anyone who's actually hoping that the prices dropped. I do feel bad in that sense, and I do want people to play this, and I'm sorry that I've probably put another barrier in front of it, but it just felt so cool. And shoutouts to Ryan, who won. He let me borrow a stamped Kind Wish, but like he made bank this weekend. He got like so much stuff, and he gave me my foil Chile and Limo leader, and I think he gave it to me like $2, and I have no doubt it's pricier now, but yeah, he had like a bunch of stamped Kind Wishes, and I bet those went up in price, and I think he said he had some Oobs as well too, so like shoutouts to people who, you know, benefited from it at the same time. So, but I don't know, it's like one of those things, like, how cocky do you have to be to say, oh, make sure you buy a lot of Oobs today because they're going to go up in price tomorrow? Like, I don't want to be responsible for someone's investment like that. But like, if I had like 10% more confidence in myself, I definitely would have bought up as many oops as I could, and then tried to, like, I would have flipped so much, but whatever. I'm so happy already. I'm not. I don't want to like double down on myself like that, but I can't imagine like it's just a big old what if, right? But I think we're starting to go down into the rambliness of how these usually end. I don't really have any specific notes for these, and also and I don't want to, because I'm also driving at the same time, right? But yeah, it's just yeah, I really do appreciate everyone for this event. It was so fantastic, a lot of fun, just being able to meet everyone. People, like, I will never get over how cool it is for people to say, hey, are you the Egman? Like, for people to recognize me and to say they watch my content. I can't think of anything better than that. I so humbly appreciate it, and it just means so much to me. And I know it's really hard to say that without it being generic, but I really do try to invest in the people who invest in me, and make sure that I show, like, you like my video, I do appreciate it. Sure, like 100 people liked it, but 100 people like you did that, and it's just, I don't know, I can't imagine. So, but anyways, I'm going to conclude this. If you want to see a more, like, decked out, like, just talk about what the deck is like and what cards are in it, I had a video that I made the other day. It's also going to be on like 3 other channels, so it's going to be really hard to not do that. Oh, shoutouts to, once again, PPG for getting out the deck list so fast. Like, it almost gave me whiplash of how fast they apparently did it, because like, as someone who's used to like waiting for like to scrounge at the information before like a Wednesday release, they got out Saturday night, and I'm like, man, that's really cool, but also like, man, this is like the one time where the list being late would benefit me greatly, and it's just didn't happen. But I like, in no way like am I salty about that, but I just found it was really funny. Like, dang, that's efficient. So thank you guys for getting those out, and for DBS decks, for Mr. Hill for getting out the, oh man, look at the Speedster. Go for it, man, you got it. For getting those out for me. This is like the first event that I haven't had to kind of transcribe or being part of the deck list compilation stuff. So I'll definitely take this week off to just borrow someone else's stuff. But thank you guys for that, and also Scott Slater for getting the leader ratios too. I'm probably going to steal that as well. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much. I should have started with this, but any new subscribers, thank you so much for being here too. I got like 50 subscribers the other day, and I didn't even make a video until like midnight almost, and so that's just surreal, like how many people just did that. And I think it's really cool, and I'm almost out of Krillin, so I need to like order more of those too, which is fun for the next event. I don't know which the next event I'm going to. I got my invitation for the PPG tour. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I know Origins is coming up. I know. I don't think I'm going to be able to make the ARG Invitational, even though I'm part of that. There's like another ARG thing in Pennsylvania that I want to go to an event as soon as the new cards for the expansion set come out. I think that will actually do a lot of stuff. So, oh, also like the draft box. Man, I'm so bad at this. The draft box. 2 cents on that. That's going to be awesome. I think it's a really well designed idea, and the way they've been doing draft boxes previously was kind of poopy. So the fact that it's a set of reprints but also new cards is amazing. So I wonder if they're going to be draft only cards, like they have like their own little mini meta for that, but I have no doubt they'll just be original cards for everyone. So anyways, that's going to be it for me. I'm excited for new events. This really reinvigorated me. I was pretty down in the dumps after Mission Chicago, but this is like worth it 100 times more in that. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting and everything else you do, and I'll catch you all next time.